Hey, good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Good evening. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fine too, and welcome everyone who has joined us on this live. Today we have Ms. Shukra Gupta with us, who is the associate manager at Absolute Data Analytics. Welcome, ma'am, to our session today.
Thank you so much. I hope everyone who has joined us is doing well and get connected. We are going to the very good topic today, like the data science. Mark, I am very close to this topic. So let's get started.
Yep. So, to everyone who's joining, basically, we are going to discuss the skill sets which you need, all the skills fields which you need to crack any data science job or interview. We'll be discussing the tools, the technical part, the soft skills, as well as the hard skills which you need. And Ms. Shipra would also be answering questions. So you can keep giving up your questions in the comments on the live chat, and we'll be asking those as well at the end of the interaction. So, ma'am, firstly, to start off, describe your journey. What was it like taking up data science? What motivated you, and how it has been so far?
Yeah, so I have close to 8 years of experience into data analytics, and I started off my career, even the studies I did into the same frame. I am graduate in statistics honors and did masters in operational research. So basically the mathematical background and all the stats background I am from. Then I joined the first company as a analyst over there, and yeah, so multiple domain. I have worked on multiple softwares, build multiple models, did the reporting kind of job and everything. So yeah, so start was comparatively easy for me because I have already studied something in the similar line. It's not like if you haven't done a statistics or programming, you cannot.
Uh, Now I believe there is an internet issue. Uh, Ma'am, I believe there was an internet issue on my end. No worries, we'll continue. Am I audible to you? Hello, ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
I
Let's
guess there was
continue
some.
from here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, ma'am, when joining data science, what should be the first thing which someone should know? What should he expect? Do you need to have any coding background for this? Any mathematical background, or can anybody start this? And what would be the best way to start and the approach which someone should have if he's aspiring to be a data scientist?
So, yeah, first of all, anyone can get into the field of data science and everything, but also depends on your liking towards the data. Do you love data? Are you good in? So basically, I'll go from the very basic thing. Do you really enjoy doing mathematics or the coding part? So these are few of the again you said like coding, prior knowledge of being coding is required or not. uh, let's suppose you don't have prior knowledge of coding, but yet now you are learning the coding, and because in the data science you do have to code at the multiple stages, so you are prepared to learn the coding, doing the coding. It's like not like a developer, but you should know the basics of handling Python SQL. So you have to work a lot on the coding side as well. And first of all, if you want to take up the career, you should be like love data, mathematics, and rest. You can learn multiple tools and techniques, which I guess we are going to discuss.
Yep. So talking about tools, which would be as we know, data science has multiple components. There's analysis, there's visualization, then there's ML, Python, and all. So what would be the best tools for all of these, which one should focus on and which should, key components when preparing for a data science job or interview?
Sure. So my all of the answers would be at the fresher level, okay, who's like who doesn't have knowledge of data science and trying to get into the field. Accordingly, I'm gonna discuss. So a few of these skills you should have, like I discussed first the maths or statistics you should know, and then going towards the database. So what is database? Which has your company save their data in form of some of the databases. Okay, so for querying those database, making those data effectively, you should know that database tools like SQL, Hive, Oracle, Python, any one of them is fine, because other would be like little bit of tweaking of the just syntax.
Mm.
But yeah, database knowledge should be there. Second come the visualization. Where do you present your data? Like your graphs, your charts. Like traditionally we use Excel, but Excel doesn't have capacity to work with
Mm.
lot of data. Okay, Excel is always required. Uh, but the it's like shortcoming is it cannot handle like it just handle the limited data, cannot handle the big data. That's why again the visualization tool, if I'll go towards, like it has Tableau, Power BI extensively used. So if you know, and doing the dashboarding is kind of understanding the graph and kind of adding your art towards it. How will you present it to your client, and how will you uh, solve some business problem in terms of like your charts? And charts are present everywhere. When we watch the sports channel or any of the new channels, they show the statistics and everything by the charts. So you need to know the visualization tool. Then the statistical software, where will you build your model? Like, so in the statistical softwares, either Python, R, SAS, like any one of them. Like you are doing the regression model, where will you run your model? So for that you need to know any of one of these softwares, statistical software knowledge.
Okay. Uh, Obviously, as you mentioned, there are multiple tools, and I believe these are very important. So, when we talk about data science, like when we talk about the roles, once you're in a company, once you're working, how much of customer interaction do someone need to perform? What are the soft skills which you need to be, a very competent data scientist who can also handle customer interaction? And how much of it is over there, and any other tips, any other soft skills which someone should have when aspiring to be a data scientist, basically.
As a fresher, you means it could be there are chances you'll deal with your customers, depend on your company hierarchy and everything, and there are chances you would not. But again, you there would be your manager. Let's suppose within the organization you would be talking to someone, you should like understand what the person is saying. Like you are there to solve some problem. So communication is always required in any field, then only you can understand the problem and the solve the problem. Let's suppose you are good in solving the problems, you are very good at coding and all, but like because of the communication gap you are not understanding problems or issues completely, then there would that could be a challenge. And any times whenever you are making any like showcasing your solution, you have to talk how did you build the solution. So communication is always required.
Okay. Uh, so basically, we can probably deduce that you don't need to have a lot of prerequisites for data science. You can start afresh, and you can
Yeah.
basically upscale and change your domain. What I would want to know that what are some of the qualities which one should possess when he wants to be a data scientist? Like, is this a field which requires patience and experience? How much level of dedication does someone need to possess to be a successful data scientist?
Your ability to learn more and more, I'll say. Because if you love data, you should know. And it's not like very fancy job you'll get. You'll always do. Most of the time, what happens if you are new to any of the system, there are multiple sets of data, and most of the analysts like look at the data, try to understand it and make it usable. So data cleaning part and all, like sometimes most of the analysts they do not enjoy it, but you have to do it because that is the one of the step. After that only you can build it the model, or you can showcase the descriptive stats or the inferential. So these are the basic things you have to do. And again, so yeah, going back to your question again, uh means it requires like lot of patience, experience. So these talk is basically about the fresher. Okay, experience, fresher doesn't have experience. And first, so if let's suppose you are not from the data background, data analytics field, you haven't done the certain kind of studies, but now you are you have to learn, like you have to, we already talk about few of the softwares and the visualization tool, database tools. So those things you have to learn to crack your interview. And the company means in the interview, what basically they will give you the job based on that, how much you know in the past, or how much you have learned, or capability of learning. So yeah, basic you should know, and you have to do it by yourself, and then experience comes. So basically, what I suggest to either my students or someone asks me about the data science field, like they should take it or not, and about how complex it is, how easy it is. I just tell them, like, talk to the people. Let's suppose your seniors or someone in your family, friends doing working in the same field. If no one is there, then go on LinkedIn. There are thousands of people. Let's suppose you don't know them, but many of the people will help you and guide you. Plus there is like BI kind of institute, and which give the consultation as well, like what's your interest in. So just do not see like the it's a shiny field and you have to get in over here. Few of the student come with the prospect that seeing the ads and all, if they'll do the data science course they'll get the job. That's not the thing. Like just completing the course will not do the job. You have to, let's suppose I am taking class of 2 hours, you have to like practice on those things for 4 hours. So
Yes.
practice, a lot of practice required first of all. And that you are like happily do the those practice when you have interest in the subject, or else you won't do if you do not have the interest. So search a lot, like talk to the people, take their advice, and then match your interest. If you are like very much interested in this field, then go for it. You can learn it as being the fresher as well, being from the different background, not knowing the computer science, not knowing the stats, still you can do it.
Yes, ma'am. And like you mentioned that another question which is very common amongst our learners and our subscribers is that a lot of people these days are moving towards data science because of the opportunities and because of the fact that it is indeed a very attractive field. Do you believe that at a point there would be a saturation where there are just too many people who are now trying to be a professional data scientist? And do you feel that this field would just become a closed field over there? And maybe the job opportunities will dry up. Do you feel that's the case?
I do not think like there would be a saturation if you keep updating yourself. So everything is revolving. Like traditionally, we used to do analysis. We had limited data in the past. Still, we were doing used to do limited kind of analytics. Now the things are revolving. There are like machine learning, Python, cloud-based system, Azure ML, and multiple kind of thing, which is making our job easy. Data science also easy. Okay, but someone is in the back end building all those things, okay, making data science job easy. So like your work, everything will get little bit transformed if you'll keep updating yourself, learning new languages. Let's suppose today you know Python, but tomorrow something else will come. Today you have to, for running a regression model, let's suppose one of these statistical model is running regression. Now you go to Python, you write the code and you do the iterations to get the perfect result. Now Azure ML Studio, you just give your data and it will do regression for you, creates multiple models. You do not have to write the code. So with the time you have to like update yourself as well. Think about your mobile apps, how frequently those gets updated, because someone in the back end is doing the programming and making it advanced. Similarly, the data science will get advanced day by day. The field won't saturate. You have to update yourself in like every step.
Surely, ma'am. So constant upskilling is something that
Yeah.
would always help someone in the data science field. When we talk about data science, like we've discussed how it's a very attractive field right now. What are some of the job roles which someone can get? Like apart from being a data scientist, are there roles like data analysis or just visualization or business analysis? What are some of the roles which someone can get once they've completely prepared themselves in these skills for a data scientist role?
So let's suppose data science is where like machine learning and everything comes. AI, machine learning, those terms will use like extensively use of statistics modeling and the coding. Then there is business analyst, data analyst, and these even the designation is like company based. Like it's called business analyst in some of the company, data analyst would be in other company. Okay. And yeah, there also, at least see, we are handling, when we say we go into the data analytics or data science will itself, it means we have to handle a lot of data. So at least like suppose you are doing visualization, only Tableau is not like everything. You have to learn any of the database too. So many of the job is just based on SQL and Tableau or your presentation skill. So let's suppose you are not very good with the statistics and the programming language, still there is some scope for you. Okay. So yeah, that there is a field which where you can like fit in and you maybe go towards that and learning in that form, because visualization is just I feel like it's based on the art, like how happily you satisfied your client with the results and beautifully presented.
Surely. There are a lot of opportunities which data science presents, like you just mentioned. I would like to ask you that you have been a part of Board Infinity as a career coach. Uh, how much do you feel that taking up a course with BI helps a student? Like, what all benefits does this provide? How it helps them shape a career, and how effective it is in craving out future data scientists? You would believe? Any opinion on that?
So, honestly speaking, when I started my career, there was nothing like BI, or there would be, but I wasn't aware of it. But when I got into the contact of BI and I show the module, like it has multiple subjects, and then each of the subjects has like you have to give the multiple exams, multiple tests would be there. Then there is like business scenario problems, you have to do the case studies and all. So module is like it's based, means they have done in such a beautiful way that you are learning and you are judging yourself at each and every point how good you are doing in the studies. Plus it's also related with the business problems. We work on the real, no, I won't say real data, but the same kind of data. We work on the data set and like we work on like companies case studies presented online, so which helps the candidates a lot uh, in terms of understanding the data science. And let's suppose, I won't say like it's a completely theoretical plus the practical knowledge also we provide to the students. So that is the best thing about it, like, and the evaluation part also I like. So basically the theoretical knowledge we are getting first, second the practical knowledge using the case studies and like doing multiple assignments, and self evaluation by doing the multiple tests and examination. And then after that there are the mock interviews, and then they set up the interviews with the companies, which is like amazing platform for any freshers who wasn't in the field and want to get into the data science. because it provides a lot of opportunities or opens a lot of opportunities for you.
Yes, ma'am. Obviously, we are helping learners upskill, change their domain, and we'll provide them end-to-end support for that. Lastly, to end this, I want to ask, like, for any data scientist, what's the one advice? There are moments when data science, when doing all of this, might seem overwhelming. You're doing multiple modules, and you know that some of them might even not be that relevant, and you had to upskill later on. What do you feel? What motivates someone when might he or she might feel that this is a little too much, maybe I'm not capable? How would someone stay motivated during that phase, you believe?
So I'm just thinking, what should you cut down or what you shouldn't, seeing the complete module of BI. Uh, Basically, see here, at least if you're not enjoying one of the subject, you'll get, we are not even going into the end depth. It's basic of everything, basic of your Python, SQL, your Tableau, your statistic knowledge, and then this Excel, everything we are learning the basic, which we are going to use tomorrow in the companies. So at least in the process, if you are not liking any of the subject, it will help you to understand what could be your futuristic way where you should find your job, not as a data scientist, maybe as a business analyst kind of role you can get into if you do not like much of the coding. But yet again, you have to do the SQL kind of, means you, where will you find the data to build the dashboard that would be present in any of your database only. So that is required. And obviously, if you are saying you do not like mathematics and the statistics, still you want to do the come into this field, then I won't suggest it for you. Even like some of these students like completely not in the background of statistics and coding, and most of the time I have seen they get scared beforehand itself when the SQL frameworks or the Python screen they sees and running codes they see. It's just means is prior fear you shouldn't have. Just hang on and go with it, like how your tutor is saying, or just ask a lot of question. Like you are getting the private tuition as well and the group also, and I've seen tutors always help you. So tell them your challenges to the BI or the tutor, and they'll help you with that. So yeah, because like cannot cut any of the point because I feel like everything is important and we are just learning the basic over here. So
Sure.
just talk to the your tutor and the BI professionals. They'll help you out with that.
Yeah, so hanging on, keep on going.
Yeah.
Perseverance is what we can feel, but I feel is the key of this. One last question which I have from the chat is that what are some of the top companies which hire in the field of data science, which an aspiring data scientist could dream of being a part of?
First of all the product company, each and every product company is has the data. CPG market, like the banks, that all the e-commerce businesses. So every product company has their analytics branch over there. All the product company, now the services companies are based on a lot of services company, each like Deloitte, EY, all these companies. Even the company which I work is the services based, like into the analytics, absolute data analytics. So there are multiple companies which are doing like just services into analytics, and the all product companies are there which has their own analytics branch in the company itself, because they have to analyze their data. Now few of the companies, they cannot create one more branch of analytics, so they outsource it to these things to the analytics company, and those are the service based analytics company, like Fractal, multiple companies are there into the market, which is just based on the analytics. So you have like almost all, I'll say like 80% companies, like 100% in the product companies. If they are not doing, they are processing it to some of the service based companies. So yeah, And even when you start a career like services, product based company is always good to like go, but still the service based company you get a lot of things to learn, because you can switch to the multiple projects, and basically the client base, so your softwares and everything changes according to the client requirements, so you get a lot of projects and multiple kind of projects to work on.
Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. I believe we don't have any more questions with us right now, so we'll be ending with the session. Thank you for giving us your time. And to every learner out there, I guess my takeaway from this would be that anybody could basically aspire to be a data scientist. It would take hard work, obviously. It's very important. But if you hang on and keep going, like ma'am said, then eventually you will find success in this field. And obviously, Board Infinity courses, you can check out our learning path. They're going to help you, and you're going to have some of the best mentors from the industry guiding you to be achieving your dreams and be one of the best data scientists. I would like to end the session on that note. Thank you, ma'am, one last time for joining us, and thank you, all of the viewers of this session. I'll be ending it now. So bye.
Thanks, Shuryans, for having me here. I really enjoyed the conversation which we had.
Same, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye.